Alright, everyone. We're back. We solved the issue. I didn't have any audio in case you guys were wondering what's going on. So, hey, everyone. Hold on. I gotta check with the cameras. It's this one right there. It's this one. What's up? So, today I'm gonna be showing you Jak II any percent. While we were doing this, we caused quite the traffic. Oh, the traffic right there. Anyhow. This game is the successor to probably one of the most sold consoles, one of the most sold titles for the PlayStation 2, and that is Jak and Daxter: The Legacy. And this is the second part of the trilogy, which gotten a lot darker all of a sudden in terms of tone compared to the first one. Where the first one was like a collectathon, this one is, let's put it, a sandbox game, basically. You can kind of compare it with GTA in a way. Anyhow, we're gonna be doing the any percent category, if I haven't mentioned that just yet. And usually I would start the run without having the saves on, without having autosave on, because that would lose you time throughout the run. But I'm gonna be having it on for the safety of this marathon, because the game really likes to crash. It's probably yeah. Because it's quite known for crashing, so I'll have that on. Alright, if tech is ready, I'd be ready to go as well. Alright, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go. Yay! So welcome to, oh, actually I kind of started the wrong, but that's doesn't matter. There's a cutscene right here. If we were to skip the cutscene, that's usually where it starts. But I feel like this makes it a bit safer. So right here, that's where the small pop-up comes up telling me that I just saved the game. And we're playing the game in Japanese because why not? So konnichiwa to everyone. This is a weak stream now. And yeah, so coming up right here is one of the less commonly used tricks in the run. It's called a boosted uppercut. We're going to be using that to skip around a small corner, get past these guards. Alright. So right here we are supposed to escape this prison. The Baron of the city, he captured us, used us for our experiment, pumped us full with dark eco, something we'll barely see throughout the run. So we just escaped the prison real fast and we're free. Alright, right here is a quick cutscene where this old guy talks to us called Tor. And here's where we first see the dark powers of Jak. He's now real edgy and stuff. We'll just kill these guards real quick. And then we wait for a zoomer, which usually all of these vehicles are called zoomers, but the one-seaters, that's what I consider a good zoomer. Because we're not going to do all the missions in order, that'd be boring, right? Instead, we're going to be going to the... Yeah, where are we going? We're going to do a skip called Mars Tomb Skip that skips you to roughly, I think, 67% once you've completed Mars Tomb. Puts you around there. But to get there, though, we gotta get past those red barriers that was just on our left. It's really easy, though, as there is a wall right here. We can abuse the zoomer, jump onto those pipes, get out of bounds, and, well, there you go, past the barrier. Now we just need to kind of look out for another one-seater, as they have the ability to jump. Right there, you can see we can hop on those by pressing L1. And there's yet another barrier, but we can also skip that. This is called the yellow barrier skip right here. Pass that pretty easily. And now we need yet another one of those zoomers. And this one is perfect for the skip, at least in my opinion. There are different looking one-seaters, and this one is the one that I prefer the most. Yeah. So right here, we're gonna drive around this corner and use this It's not really a ramp, but it looks like a ramp. We're going to use it as a ramp. It's going to put us inside the tomb. And I'm going to be doing a quick zoom here. Perform a boosted uppercut. Spin, and that's going to spawn us inside the tomb, hopefully. Yep, there you go. It's a quick time save compared to taking down the elevator. Also right there, I just clipped into the tomb, or rather past the tomb's wall, as there is no way to get into it without, well, yeah, clipping into it. Also, this is going to be quite interesting for me to play on, because I'm actually playing on a CRT for the first time in what feels like a year, or maybe even 2. So timing is going to be a bit different for me in everything. So this jump might take me some time to get. Right here, we're going to go under the door, clip out of bounds first, and go under the door of the left tomb, because that way we can load in the lower part of the tomb, and from there we're going to perform the tomb skip, the left tomb skip. And I can already tell this timing is going to be interesting for me. Oh, maybe it's a shortened one. I got it first try. That's nice. All right, good stuff. Here we go. So this is right now on the right. You can see that the game just saved. This is where the percentage warp happened. I am not too sure what percentage we're at right now. I believe it's 63 or 62, either of the ones. And yeah, it puts you right there. You're required to finish off this Daxter chase, where Daxter gets chased by this big spider. Where punching is actually the fastest you can do. Instead of casually walking forward, holding the left analog stick, you can punch in between, and it's going to make Daxter go a bit faster. Straight to the point where you're so fast, the spider is going to be far behind you. Anyhow, this quick jump and run section. Here we go. So this is what I was talking about. Daxter just kind of falls over, trips, and lays on the floor like a pancake. But it's supposed to be lined up with this cutscene right here, with the spider getting stuck when the door closes. Alright, so we just acquired the jetboard. The jetboard is probably one of the most broken items in the entire run, in the entire game, if not even. And it's usually not meant for what I'm going to use it for. You cannot fly with this thing normally, but there's a trick cancel you can do that allows you to gain infinite height as you're performing the trick cancel. So that I'm going to use to go to the left tomb or to the right tomb. And there's a set pattern right here I need to listen to. Alright. Alright, so that's a certain pattern I just got. These tombstones, they have 6 set patterns. Okay, that one worked. Yeah, these tombstones right here, they have 6 set patterns. And they can only appear in one of these 6 set patterns, but they are always random in which one they appear. So, that's not bad, right? For that, I have a small chart sitting right in front of me that I look at every time I do these. I even have them printed out at home. And right now we activated those light beams. Well, you can see them. You cannot see them because we skipped the cutscene, but you should be able to see one right here. Right, this right there. That's where we need to wait for the autosave to go by. This is why it's a bit slower. But after opening up, or after activating one switch, we fly over to the other. Since it's faster that way. And instead of going into the entrance of the tomb, we just kind of go here after we restart it. We restart the game, restart the mission, as that puts us right into this fight, right where the cutscene's at. Right, so this is Baron Praxis. Probably one of the most RNG heavy fights throughout the run. Although he can be manipulated, I personally find it hard to well, get this guy to play nice. As we aren't supposed to hit 4 bombs at him, and only 3. Actually, I'm not sure on the exact amount of bombs you can hit him with, but you can get an extra hit in per phase, which is going to make the next phase a bit shorter. So to get that, that's what can be quite tricky. Because some bombs can go off earlier than you want them to. So it's 1, 2, and then we gotta connect this bomb as well somehow. Ah, I messed that one up. Alright, that's a bit unfortunate, but not too bad after all. Alright, so now we need to wait for him to come up here. He's gonna shoot a bomb, not where we are at all, sadly. Alright, the damage doesn't matter. Wait for him to pop up, break the bridge. Alright, that's a bit tricky. I'll sit here right now. Alright, he just shot a bomb that we're gonna abuse. I'm gonna wait for him here once again. For him to pop up. Alright, that hit him. And that's the last bomb. Depending on where it pops up, that's where we need to shoot it. There you go. That's the Baron practice fight. We can abuse these holds pretty nicely. Alrighty, so once more hovering, more jetboarding around. The jetboarding is actually not the fastest way to travel around in this game. I'd like to think that going around in debug mode is the fastest way to travel around. And right after that is using a one-seater zoomer. And after that, I think it's a jetboard. So you want to be using zoomers for longer distances, and the jetboard for shorter distances, as it takes a bit of time to hop onto these vehicles. Right here, I don't actually know why I picked up that zoomer. Probably because I was talking about zoomers. Alrighty, let's mess with the police here a bit. Alright, so right here, there's a quick def warp I can do. I'm gonna use these. I'm gonna use the border of that roof to grind on it. And that puts us a bit further into level. You're gonna be seeing this a whole lot throughout the run. There's a lot of spots where you do this type of stuff. Also, and in case you're wondering, I'm not sure if it's noticeable in the layout, but yep, alright, it is visible. I'm playing this on the original PlayStation 2, so have my good old fat PS2 sitting here, which I have from back in the day when I was like, yeah, young. Alrighty, so right here, the Baron, story-wise, lore-wise, the Baron captured all of our friends and locked them up in the prison, which we're gonna free right now. This mission casually is really, really hard, as you can die here super fast. But having the hover, it's really easy to get past this in just one easy, clean go. So you just ricochet off of that wall and hover through the void until you come into this room. This is what's also known as the Boomer Cage in the Jak speedrunning community, as I'm probably one of the only ones who goes in there by, yeah, on purpose. So there's another quick out of bounds. Allows us to go through the wall. I don't know. I feel like walls in this game were more of a suggestion than actual part of the game, as some of them are not solid. You can just clip through them. Anyhow, here. This is essentially what the whole run's gonna look like. You're gonna go from mission to another. Yeah, that's my expression exactly. That was sad. Yeah, that's actually what the game is going to be like for the. But yeah, this is how the rest of the run's gonna look like. Essentially, you go from one mission to another, trying to make sure you you complete them as fast as possible. It's really nice because of how levels were designed back in the day. The start of the level is usually really close to the end of it, or rather, it's the other way around. The end is really close to the start. So in some cases, you can get to that pretty fast. This one is kind of the same way. It's almost like it's almost shaped like an O that we need to escort these guys through. Usually, you saw on the minimap just before that we were supposed to go to the drink class on the minimap, where we usually would get this mission, but restart warping as we are right before the mission activates the mission. So that's why I restart warped in the while I was in the elevator. So right here, I need to wait for these guys to spawn. There's one. Yep, there you go. Yeah, I just gotta kill these as fast as possible. It's a bit unfortunate if they spawn over where I just was. I want them to spawn over here, since they're kind of spawning here the fastest. Alright. And as soon as these guys are telling me that I'm good to go, I'm good to go. So right here, my boy Jinx, he's to my right, he sets up a bomb that's going to blow this up, but I'm not going to avoid the damage that I'd usually take here. I am instead going to take the damage to get a bit ahead of these guys, kill these two metalheads, because usually there would be a few more spawning right behind us, and we can avoid that completely. That would actually lose you time if you got them to spawn, so that's a neat little time save. Also, these guys are lurking up here on the walls. Oh, in case you're wondering what they even are, those are called metalheads. They are the main villains. No, not yeah, the kind of the main villains of this game. And they lurk in the sewers, and well, yeah, we gotta clear out these sewers and bring the people we currently have with us to the end of the sewers, where there's a statue. That we let's just see what's gonna happen once we're there. Anyhow, here's probably one of the only times in the run where you have nothing to do. You can literally just chill out, talk to chat. Basically, how you guys doing? Hey, they're doing good. They're waving at me. Kataref gave me the okay hands. Alright, so chat's doing nice. Hope you're doing nice as well. Doing great as well at home. So yeah, we just gotta wait for this goof to come to us. He's usually the one you need to wait for. Yeah. So these guys are spawning. They're falling from the sky apparently, or from the ceiling. And I want to get down to roughly 100 ammo. At least I usually do get down to 100 ammo. Blaster ammo, yellow ammo that is. And then the rest I want to clear out with the blue gun. As the next mission, it's faster to use the yellow gun for. Right. Should be the last one. So roughly 80 is not too bad either. So these not yellow, what they're called? These yeah, actually let's talk about the yellow skulls, the yellow orbs, whatever they look like. They are kind of currency for dark powers, but we don't need to collect any of them for, throughout this run. And by the way, they blew up the statue because of the lore reasons. They blew it up, and we were actually quite close to the start of the mission, but restarting at the end puts you back to the start while the mission's already completed. So we're just gonna do that, take the elevator back up. So yeah, we don't need to collect any of these skull gems that are dropping whenever you kill a metalhead, as we're never going to see any of Jack's dark powers, except for when we are at final boss. Spoilers. Actually, we're not going to see any of his powers, but we're going to see him there once again as Dark Jack. So yeah, the upcoming mission we're about to do is really intensive on yellow ammo, so I want to be using that as much as I can. As effectively as I can. And I can do that by first of all having enough to do that, what I'm wanting to do, and by getting stuck under these robots that we have to kill here in a second. Oh. Yeah, you can get stuck under them, shoot at them, while you do your spin attack. And that gives them both the damage from the spin attack and from the shot. And that's going to also allow you to shoot really fast at them. Yeah, you're going to see her in a second. Alright. My chat usually tells me not to aim at these guys from where I aim at them. Because supposedly it's not nice to aim there. Alright. Looking good. I feel like we were pretty decent on the ammo. Haven't actually checked, but in case we are low, you can always switch over to the blue gun. Doesn't really matter. Ooh. All right. So for these small distances, it's probably the best to pick up the or to use the jetboard as much as you can, simply because there's a whole lot of traffic you can run into, as well as getting on one of those vehicles takes time in the first place. All right, ammo's fine. It takes roughly 30 ammo to kill one. The method I'm doing. Yep. Like I said, that took me 31, I believe. If I did my quick math is correct. Ugh, that was a terrible driving here. All right, so right here, I do want to pick up one of those zoomers, those one-seaters. There is a really funny thing happening in a second. From what I understand, the collisions of walls changes when you hop onto one of those zoomers. And they apparently forgot to change the collision or fix this certain hole I'm going to go through. You're going to think, what a hole? Where? It's not really visible, but you can drive through this wall, straight through it. Like I said, walls are more of a suggestion than anything else. Alright, so right here, we're onto the race. There is a really crazy skip you can do here, which I'm gonna... Should I go for it? Lap skips? One, at least one? Alright, so chat's telling me... IRL chat's telling me to go for at least one lap skip. They're pretty risky and they can kill your run if you don't set them up properly. I actually don't have them practiced at all, but I'm just gonna go blindly for one in case it does work. It's gonna be pretty lit if I pull it off. Alright, so right here, you kind of want to slow down, angle yourself up properly, and not do that. Alright, so I completely screwed. I'm just going to do the entire thing again. So this can, if you do mess it up, it's going to cost you like, what, 20, 30 seconds? And essentially kills any run that's on a really good pace. This one really isn't, and for the sake of the marathon, I'm just not going to complete doing those, because it would probably take forever anyways. So we're just going to instead do these lap skips. Those are intended lap skips. You can jump over a short passage. But yeah, in total, this would skip everything, what I do right here, up to roughly, let's say around here. So that's like 8 seconds per lap, roughly. That makes around 40 seconds per 5 laps, if I calculated that correctly. So yeah, pretty substantial time saver, and people going for the record times, they do need to be doing this. If they miss a single one, it's over, and they can essentially reset, as they are losing so much time. I mean, missing one, I suppose. Not going for a single one can still get you the record as of right now, but don't take my word for that. And yeah, so 2 more to go. And yeah, these purple looking things, they're boosts. You pick them up and you use them in certain spots. Makes you go fast, obviously. What's really funny, the AI usually learns from this, the drivers. Whatever you do, they kind of try to do as well. I haven't seen an AI attempt one of the unintended lap skips yet, but they do the intended ones, which you may be able to see here in a second, and they end up dying every once in a while. This guy, for instance, yep, totally called it. Oh hey, picked up that boost as well. So for each and every race, you want to have, if you're not doing the lap skips, the unintended ones, you want to have around 2-minute time, which is pretty decent. If you're doing the lap skips, we're roughly 1 minute and 30, which is a good time. I think the fastest time we have for those laps, including lap skips, is 1:25. So that's the fastest anyone has ever completed them. There's actually on speedrun.com we should have a leaderboard for that, for the class 2 races. So feel free to check that out, Jak II on speedrun.com, or you can go to speedrun.com/Jak2 and check out the entire leaderboard. So right here, we are going to be doing a quick warp. Or restart warp. Turning your camera properly puts Jak further into the level, which is gonna make him spawn up here. This just saved like probably 5 to 10 seconds of driving, so it's really the optimal thing to do here. Although you can also hover over that wall and turn the camera as you do it. It's actually a bit faster, but also not as secure from what I've been getting at. So right here, we would be driving. Usually, we would be going where this weapon is on the minimap, and we would need to drive around this corner to get there. But if done properly, you can just hover right to where it is and pick up the weapon right there. So we just now got the Peacemaker, which is the last weapon upgrade in the game. Alright, so getting through the city and not hitting the guards and the vehicles, as well as the pedestrians, especially the pedestrians, is like the hardest thing, I swear. There's yet another hover right here. It gets us into the Hip Hog, which is where we're going to get the next mission a little bit faster. Because right here there's a race coming up we need to be doing. You are supposed to go through all of these rings, and I tried to do that as best as possible. Missing a single ring can usually, if you, let's say you miss a single ring and you go through another one, lets you fail the race. But if you happen to miss one and don't go through any of the other rings, there is not a chance, but you will be able to complete the race without actually getting through all the rings. You also need to be first. If you're second, in this case last, which is also last in this case, you're lost. It's over. We barely made that ring. This is what I was talking about earlier. Those pedestrians are really rough to get past sometimes. They can kind of like jump in your way. But it's looking good so far. It's looking good so far. Haven't missed a single one. And from what I understand, it's even faster to purposely miss out on a few rings, but only at a certain point as you are doing this race, as it's faster from there to skip out on the rings. They do give you a small boost, but they also make you go around Demolished Tomb. And you can actually load up the next set of rings by doing specific movement through a single ring of them. And by that you can skip the entirety of the rings around Demolished Tomb, which, from what I understand, once again, can be faster. Oh, that was really close. And for this race too, you want to have around that a time. You want to have a time that's around 2 minutes. This one's looking like a really decent one. Yeah, 1:56 is good. I'll take that. All right. Gonna be taking the zoomer here and go to the next mission. Like I said, this is what the game's gonna look like for the rest of the run. Essentially, that's what the entire game is. You go to one person, get a mission, and then complete the mission once you're there, and then go to the next guy, get another mission. So like I said, it's pretty much like GTA in that regard. But in the world of Jak and Daxter. Alright, so right here we have another really silly thing. Like I said earlier, the level, the start is sometimes the beginning. Well, sorry, the end of the mission is usually not really that far away from the end of it. Wait, the end is usually not really far away from the start. There you go. And that's same with this one right here. There is an invisible cutscene, or there's like a cutscene trigger here that we need to hit. The object that's usually loaded, I'll show in the cutscene real quick, would be this one, but it's not loaded as we get there from, well, from where we just came from. Alrighty, so there's one really cool trick we're going to be doing here. If I get it properly, I probably have to turn the camera just a bit here and hover the right height. We can load in the city while I don't think that worked just yet. I may have messed up here. I'll see in a second. Yep. Oh, there you go. Now it worked. Once the walls disappear in the background, the trick worked. The next area is loaded in. At least that's how I understand it works. And I just had to make sure that just happened right here. So I just loaded in Dead Town, which is essentially the ghost town. Dead Town, Ghost Town. Oh, it's called Ghost Town, actually. It's Ghost Town, and there are no people, no vehicles, nothing. Except for a few objects still being around in the city. Makes this game run really nicely, and in this case it's also really fast to load it up in the first place, as you'd be skipping the airlock that would you would usually go through the airlock we came from, but yeah, there's no need for that because we hovered over it. So I did mess up another hover through the city right here, and because of that I had to take a small detour. And one of the things that's actually loaded is our next mission giver, the Onin, this old lady right here. She gives us the mission to go to, I don't even know where we need to go. Oh yeah, true. We need to go to the temple area. Anyhow, another quick death warp, abusing the hover. And we're going to be doing yet another quick death warp right here. So we're going to hover over this wall and just going to bounce into it like that. And turning the camera and dying here, it's going to put me further into the level. If it worked properly. Yep, it did. Alright. You're gonna see me zoom in using the R3 button every once in a while, which is, it's actually not Jak that triggers certain things in this game, or not the character itself, it's the camera behind Jak that's gonna trigger certain loading zones. Gonna pick up the ammo here real quickly, go on this platform. And this is actually yet another part where you don't have to do anything. So once again, how's IRL chat doing? They're doing good? Get 2 OK hands? Alright, must be doing really great then. Alright. Ooh, that was not too great. So what's really interesting about this, we're gonna go to the mission first, obviously, and then as we're done with it, we're gonna restart warp back to the beginning. You could also do it in reverse, but it's a bit easier to do it the other way around, because driving back can take a bit more time. Driving back, taking the jet warp back, or generally getting back to the beginning, is a bit harder. Considered a bit harder. So we're going to be doing it this way around. So right here we need to not really escort, but rather defend Samus. He's gonna talk to the plants, ask him about the future of the city and what Baron Praxis has planned for us. As plans would know, am I right? So right here we just need to wait and kill these as fast as possible. There are also these guys popping up, these flying dudes. I want to be killing those as fast as possible. And what's really interesting in this game, the game's going to give you ammo drops depending on what you need. Jeez. Knocking on my chair, what the heck? What the heck? Monk ass. Oh yeah, again, the game's going to give you ammo drops depending on what you're missing. So right now, I should be full on yellow ammo. And if I kill this guy, it should give me Peacemaker ammo. Yeah, which is the one that I just collected. Should get more Peacemaker ammo, yep. Nice, want to be full on ammo here. Alright. Full on ammo, that's good. It's kind of how you want to end it. Let's also check if we're actually full. 10, 20, 200, 200, and yep, should be fine. Alright, so now we need to wait for the pause to go away here. And then we're gonna restart War back. Mashing X during these pop-ups or mashing any buttons, I think makes them go away a bit faster. But it might just be a placebo effect. Right, onto the platform and back to where we came from. There is yet another restart warp we can do here. This game is full of restart warps, def warps, small optimizations. And right here, instead of taking the teleporter down, I would like to show you the ghost town once more, because I thought that's pretty cool looking. Gonna hover over the entrance of the city, and oh my god, that was clutch. Barely missed it. Oh, interesting. So we are now once again in Ghost Town. We're not going to be too here long here, because Ghost Towns are spooky. I don't like ghosts. So let's get another quick def warp right here. Puts us further into the mission, further closer to the guy where we want to be. Talk to brother. And get this mission activated. Interestingly, this is kind of considered a side mission. Although it's a main mission, you can have it open in the background. And instead of... You can probably tell already that I'm not going to go where these guys are, where I'm supposed to 3d6 lurkers. We're going to go to the next mission, which is currently not displayed on the minimap, but you can still go there, activate it, and complete the mission, and also the follow-up mission. And if we do that, and we restart without dying within those two missions, it's going to put us back to the mission I just activated, which saves roughly a minute of time. Pretty nice, actually. This wasn't... Well, it's actually... This has been known for quite some time now, but when I started when I started running this game, that just got introduced into the route. So I always consider it a new thing when people who start running today, they kind of start out learning it this way. Sorry about that. So right here, you're not allowed to take your jetboard into this area, or rather into Vin's place, but you can punch board into it, still allowing you to keep it for just a few seconds. So right here, once again, it's another great example of how you die in this level and how you don't do it. I was about to say, I was about to switch my hands to do the hover, and I dropped it because of that. Oh my god, okay. So the game wants us to be on the jetboard here, and you can actually hit the trigger from the mission below while hovering up to it. So since I just died, I need to do the so-called drive of shame. Gotta go back to the mission I originally activated. And this right there is actually one of the most dumbest deaths you can have in this game. Just getting hit by these eggs you're actually supposed to destroy, and then dying in the dark eco. Also, yeah, you're noticing why we're going out of bounds again. You're supposed to take down an elevator here with the Titan suit and smash open a few doors. It's really slow to do that, and if you were to do it, I guess it'd be a minute and 30 to get where we're going to be going right now, which is right here. Oh, nice. Alright, perfect. So we just saved a minute and 30 by doing this weird out of bounds at the start. And it's really easy to do. There's nothing really you need to watch out for. Just get into the Titan suit and walk off to the side. Alrighty, so I'm gonna line myself up here to shoot that second platform, so we can make it pass with the Titan suit. And I also wanted to talk about these purple things on the floor here that are getting magnetated towards me. That's Dark Eco, and in the bottom left you're gonna see whenever I press the L3 button, there's sort of a circle that's gonna fill up with Dark Eco, and that's kind of like your counter. Once you collect it, I believe it's 100 of these small Dark Eco tokens or Dark Eco. You will be able to turn into Dark Jak, but we're not going to be doing that, like I said, throughout the run, as it's slow to activate. There's a little animation you need to wait for, as well as an animation you need to wait for once it's run out. So, not doing that. Also, once you have enough eco, it takes a bit longer for pause text to go away, or for generally any text to disappear. Actually, no, it doesn't take longer, but it takes you longer to pause the game after you've gotten the text, since the icon of Dark Jak icon is still popping up in the bottom left, and that's obviously something you don't want. So destroyed all these machines here. That's pretty neat. Then we're gonna get out of here as quick as possible. Ah, elevators, right? So usually this is where I would die if I were to do this. Maybe I'm still gonna die here. Yep, that's great. Shouldn't be saying such things. Anyway, let's just do it once again. Alright, so this corner right there that I just went over, that can give you a little bump every once in a while, making it really hard to go over. Alright, so if that death wouldn't have happened at the beginning, this is sort of what a good escape looks like. Also, since elevators are so slow, we're just going to hover up the elevator and fall back down. And I, for some reason, cannot activate the jetboard once again. Ah, that's silly. Alright, there we go. That's what it's supposed to look like. Nice. So there's a way to usually the small thing that just was about to talk to us has a small dialogue, and that kind of prevents you from entering the portal. But you can actually skip that by skipping the cutscene at the right frame. Actually, it's probably not the right frame, but the timing on that, there's a little setup for it. Once the cutscene, well, once a tower explodes or is at its peak of the explosion, you skip the cutscene, and that's gonna make the thing, the what's it called? I can't even think of the name right now. Jeez. Communicator that usually makes it go away for whatever reason. Pretty interesting. Alright, so once again, this is where we could have skipped all of this driving right here, all the way back to the mission if I would not have died, but as it happened twice actually, well, we got to go back. Not too terrible though. Alright. Back here, you've seen this cutscene before? And right now we're gonna actually do the mission and free these lurkers that are caged in Crimson Guard vehicles. Yay! So, let's go there real quick. Blow them all up, right? We do them in a specific pattern, and also using this gun as it's the fastest to destroy them. Are you okay? Alright. Yeah, I sometimes don't want to get on your vehicle. And for this mission, once again, it's the fastest to get a one-seater, as you're a lot faster driving around. I'm going to shoot this vehicle every once in a while, so that he's going to speed up and get to the point where I just destroyed them. Because if you blow up the vehicle here, the lurker's going to totally go in by himself. As you can see right now, we're going from 5 lurkers to 4. So that means he went in. And doing that specific movement right there and waiting for the vehicle to go where it just destroyed it, that's probably one of the best things to do. Alright, and on to the next set of lurkers. We're going to be doing a different, or not a different, a similar thing here. I'm going to destroy the first one as quickly as I can. I said as quickly as I can, not as silly as I can. Then once I'm here, I'm going to do almost the same thing. I'm going to wait for this vehicle to be around in the corner so that he's actually autopiloting towards the sewer's entrance by himself. But there you go. It's only 2 more to go. The next one right here is also a specific... The next one right here also has a specific setup I do. I'll wait for him to be in the corner. Also shout out to Ratchet and Clank. Get on here. It's really crazy to go past these guys. You gotta use your Ultra Instinct every once in a while to get past them all. Shout out to Dragon Ball. Alrighty, so this guy right here, again, wait for him to be in a specific spot so that the lurker's gonna go in all by himself as we already drive to the end of the mission. Alrighty, once again through the wall. Woo! And onto the last race. There are actually 3 races in this entire run. Kind of 4 if you consider the arrow race as another race. Quick restart warp here. We just had to wait for the save symbol to go away. And luckily the game hasn't crashed just yet. It's nice to know. So there are some lap skips you can do right here, and I am gonna go for those as they aren't as hard. As soon as I've started feeling uncomfortable with them, though, I'm not gonna go for them anymore. Just so you guys know. They look pretty slick too, though. You're gonna love them. And I need 2 boosts for him. One for the trick itself, which is something like that, and to get started again as we did the boost, as we did the skip. So that's pretty neat. I'll grab a boost here. And another one here. Let's see if I can get it again. Alrighty, these don't save as much time, but they're still a nice time save. You can also pick up 2 boosts right there, which is ideal. And probably a boost. The extra boost can save you a second or 2. Alrighty. That's also looking nice. Ah! He took one of them. He took one of them. So during this lap I gotta watch out since the NPCs, the AI, can kind of screw you up. It's looking good though. Yep. Nice. Nicer. Alrighty, and the last boost. Alright. 155, it's not too bad. You can probably do faster. I think the fastest I've seen before was a 147. That's not too terrible. So right here, I'm usually looking for a zoomer, and as this pause text is up, you aren't able to hop into vehicles, but once you're, not pause text, but as this info text is up, you can't hop into vehicles, but you can pause the game using the select button. Oh, Jesus. And that allows you to skip the dialogue, or it gives you some time to actually get into a vehicle. Really, really neat to do. Also, once again, doing the skip from earlier. Turn the camera. Anyway, just wait for the game to restart. Restart the mission. Nice. Nice little grind for the swag. And then yet another restart. So here we are into the Baron's Palace. Take up the elevator. And yeah, just gonna make our way through it. This mission casually is super hard. I remember it being super hard as a child. But there's a trick where you can skip this right here. There's a cutscene that I just skipped with it. And hover up here, go over the wall, get off the board, and flip into this wall over here. So we're back to the beginning, but the game kind of registered that we've done the mission as we kind of went around the end area. And now it's going to put us back outside using that restart warp with the mission completed. Really nice. Very nice. Yeah, so now we're on our way to the weapons factory. Weapons factory? War factory, weapons factory. I don't even know what it's called, but we gotta go there and beat up our previous boss in a way. So get into this carrier, and from here, instead of doing the mission as intended, going through each and every room, that would take you quite some time to do. I'm gonna be doing a hover, hopefully from the start. I feel a bit insecure about this one, so I'll just try that again from here. Right. So there are a few rooms. I'm counting 4. So there's one room right here. 1, 2, and then the third room is where I want to get off. As that is the final room. I gotta activate all these well, I don't even know what they're called. Gotta activate all these robot things. Make them all spawn, kill those guards, and then hover back up. Interestingly, that just loaded up the upper part of the elevator that we are supposed to take up after we destroyed those bomb bots. And hovering up, we went through the death lane in a way, and then as I fell down, it killed me, and well, yeah, put me into this area, completely skipping everything. So this fight next to the Baron Praxis fight can be really rough. You can have really troll spawns with these dudes. These are actually copies of the boss, or miniature, whatever, copies. Alright, taking the damage here is not too bad. We'll get rid of them as quick as possible. We're going to be using the Peacemaker for that, as it does the most damage. Oh, interesting. Alright. Alright, where you at? They can sometimes hide back here for no apparent reason. The pre-fire. So I want to destroy these boxes every once in a while so I can get more ammo out of them. Oops. So I just gotta watch out now. In case he does hit me once again, I still have 1 health left. But if I were to take another damage from these guys, obviously I'd die, so just to be extra safe here, I'm gonna be cautious. Alright, there you go, Peacemaker ammo. Alright, that should be it. Oh. Kind of stun lock him here. Hey, all Peacemaker, that's nice. Okay, so we are on what, like 3 health? Should be perfectly fine. completed the mission, and we are now going to be doing the Metalhead Mash minigame. Oh my god, I can't side flip right now. I can't do anything right now. Might as well just start the mission from outside the room and hand it over to Easy. Skip the cutscene. Alright, so not sure if you can see her, but she's going to be doing the mission for me. It's essentially a co-op run now. She always tells me I'm not really good at this, so I let her do that part. Yeah, so this is Metalhead Mash. The cutscene after this particular minigame is really... it's not the cutscene itself, but after you got done with the cutscene, it's quite likely to hardlock. There has been found some prevention strats, but I only used them a few times myself, so I don't know if it's gonna fully prevent. I don't know if it's gonna fully prevent a crash here or not, so we'll see about that. How many points do you even need to get? Isn't like 1,400, I believe? 300 or 400, I'm not exactly sure. But it's either of the two. Looking good, no misses so far, nice. So obviously the golden metalheads, they give you a bit more points versus the normal ones. And the red ones you don't want to hit, those are bad hits, essentially. They will cost you, I believe, 2 or 3. Lives. Yeah, on the top left you can see the lives, and the top right you can see your score. And I think it's 1,400, now that I'm seeing it. Alright, nice. Alright, so looking at the floor here, can prevent a soft lock from happening. And apparently it did, so that's really nice. There's also it's not a guaranteed soft lock, but there's a chance that might happen. And it has happened on really good runs in the past. Not that this is a really good run, but just saying. Shout out to all the people who lost their world records to this stupid stuff. Also, I'm gonna be doing the so-called underport skip here. Not a big fan of the Titan suit, honestly. As moving around with it can feel really clunky, and it's slow as well, so we're just gonna, skip it. And yeah, there you go. That just saved a minute and 40. That's roughly. Puts us to the second part of the mission where we are supposed to escort Sig. Keep in mind, we're still at 1.3. We're still at 3 health. Kind of messed this part up. Oh well. Alright. So this part's a bit scary, as I'm doing a bunch of movement as I'm off camera, or as I'm almost off camera. Alright. So this is the last part of the mission. This big metalhead's chasing us down here. Oh. Alright, that was scary. But we've taken 1 more damage, would have been over. So I'm gonna be super cautious here. Alright, nice. Made it through. No death. As soon as you die, you gotta go back to where you started with Sig, and I believe that's a minute of time loss. Obviously not good. So it's not that great either. I gotta wait for a zoomer here. And you can get sniped by these metalheads every once in a while. So being on technically only 1 health right now, you still can take 2 hits before you die, but most attacks in this game, they do 2 damage anyways. And yeah, that right there, the laser attack, that would have definitely killed me. So I'm glad I missed that. I'm glad they missed me. I guess they never miss, huh? Got a boyfriend? But he doesn't kiss you? Alright, enough with the memes. I guess they do miss. So this vehicle right here, although also a 1-seater and technically a 4th type, or the 4th type of a 1-seater vehicle, you kind of don't want to have, because you can't use your own guns on this, and you're bound to use the, what's it called? The stupid attack. And it's... Okay, I'm glad that happened, because it puts us a bit further into level, actually, which is not too bad, if it even does that. It may not. Okay, it actually didn't. So right here, I made use of the depth warp, or the camera turning from earlier, actually. Where if you turn your camera towards where I was just now, it's gonna put you there if you die in that corner. Interestingly, that this is happening right here, though, because it never happened before that way. I thought it's gonna put you a bit further into the level. But once again, it's not Jak that triggers certain things, it's the camera that allows for checkpoints and cutscenes and stuff. And yeah, we're also back to 3 health. I really want to be getting a zoomer at this point, really. And I'm just gonna be taking that one. That's the I don't know what to call it. It's my my safety zoomer. You kind of don't want to take zoomers that are going not into the direction you're going, as it takes time for you to turn them around. But in this case, I feel like it's fine. 3 health are also pretty okay. No need to worry here, unless I really screw up. Alright, straight into the cutscene. Skip it, collect some ammo. Although we're already full. Yep, almost full. You don't want to be using up any yellow ammo here. You want to be using red as much as possible, which has like a shotgun effect, or which looks a bit like a shotgun. Simply because we are not going to be using this gun for the rest of the run anymore. Not that I'm aware. Same goes for blue. You want to be using blue here. As long as you don't touch the Peacemaker or the yellow gun, you're perfectly fine. Actually, you could even use the Peacemaker, but just for safety, I like to have a bit of spare ammo, and the H should totally do the job. We still have plenty left, so I'm going to be using a bit more. But they're almost there. Come on, you guys. Thank you. Alright. Oh, nice lag. Come on, we go. Sometimes you actually gotta wait for the levels to be loaded. They did not want you to go around that fast. Yeah, gotta watch out here a bit. Kamero. All right, back to the last part of the game, the run. There are only a few more things to do. We got to go to the construction site, and once we're there, we need to watch a cutscene, essentially. and then after that, quick death warp back to where we went off to the weapons factory, but instead it's gonna take us to a different spot this time around. I'm gonna be keeping the zoomer here. I could switch. Actually, I'm gonna. You don't want to be on burning ones. Once they smoke, it's not too bad, but once they start burning, that's really when you want to be switching them. Alright, so almost there. Just a bit more driving. Yo yo! Yamero! And hope the game doesn't crash here. It likes to do that. Yep, didn't crash. Nice. So instead of going in and walking into the cutscene, we can stand here right away. That's also going to activate it. Skip the cutscene. And I'm not going to restart warp out. I usually do that when I'm doing runs of this on PlayStation 3. But it's actually faster on PS2 to just walk back outside. I usually do it simply for safety. Because there are times where I'm on exactly 1 health or 2 health, which are still a one-shot for some enemies. Right there, that would have been, could have been a death, for instance. Lose an unnecessary amount of time. And then we're going to hover over this wall. It's going to put us further into level. Oh, nice. That's not what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to get into the carrier. Once we're in the carrier, we are going to jetboard. Gonna hover straight to the final boss. There's usually a bunch of stuff you need to do to actually get there in the first place, but we don't need to do that. We're gonna skip it. The thunder right there can skip your can drop your hover actually. Didn't happen though, so that's nice. Oh god, yeah, the thunder is really really scary. You do not want to be messing around with that. So this is the final part, and this is what I was talking about. We're gonna see Jak once again, Dark Jak. And you can turn your camera here, as turning your camera is gonna despawn these guys. I don't know why I just turned my camera back, that was a bit stupid. Alright, nice. So you kind of want to be picking up ammo during this. Still should be fine. Oh, by the way, whoever's at tech right now, get ready on time. And we're going to finish this off with the Peacemaker. And time. Time! Alright. Great. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I'm going to be ending the game, or the run rather, with something really silly. That isn't fixed on the PS4 version of this game. In case you didn't know, this game is available on PlayStation 2, 3, and 4. So if you do want to pick this up, it's available on all consoles. Huh? And the Vita, but we don't... We don't talk about the Vita. Anyhow, it's available on all the PlayStation consoles, essentially, except PS1. Obviously, since it was first released on PS2. Anyhow, it's on all the consoles you can think of, and you can go and check out speedrun.com/Jak2, and if you want to become involved with this game, learn the game, there's a bunch of tutorials on there. There's a great video by Vaser I got to shout out. He made a compilation video where he talks about what you need to know about this game. Beware of it hardlocking, but it's a really fun journey learning this game, I tell you. I've been running this for roughly 2 years now. 3, might even be 3. And it's been a fun ride. And a 106 for this isn't too bad. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah. Shoutouts to the Jak community. Shoutouts to Zerukas. He's been grinding this game a lot lately, and he and Headstrong they pushed the game down pretty quickly to sub 1. I. All right, so there's a short cutscene. I wanna do something real silly, because this issue hasn't been solved on the PS4 version. It's fixed on PlayStation 3, but if you skip the cutscene, or if the outro, as Daxter saying "Welcome to the naughty Odsal," obviously we don't hear him say it in English this time around. But as soon as he finishes up his first sentence, that's essentially where the game's gonna crash when you skip the cutscene. All right, so here we go. Let's see if it's gonna happen. Oh yeah, if you skip the cutscene here, the game crashes. So, really solid game. 10 out of 10, everyone. IGN, 10 out of 10. Alright, that's Jak II, everyone. Thank you for watching. My name's Boomer. You can find me on social media. It's all BoomerStreams, social media and stuff. So, go check me out there. And back to the staff now. Thank you for having me.